while I may have had a little drink and a few curries for the first time, blown. But if I hadn't, then when I get like this, it's even more intense. I've just gotten a little bit upset. I can feel the trauma path coming. Gets very friendly when it hates something. Anyway, I've just gotten a bit disturbed about just the level of laziness, such junkies for convenience, and just greediness of the Chinese Communist Party in looking to use the Uyghur Muslims themselves for their bodies, their resources, to take their gas, their oil or minerals, their land. In addition to that, to use it to practice converting and killing. Moving into an area and converting it. Actually practicing the methods of batch processing human beings as if they're some manufacturing product. That's like batch processing. And then each batch processes for... Oh, calm down. The original point was that why should those people be sacrificed so the world can learn that the Chinese Communist Party is almost certainly worse than Soviets and Nazis combined and has got to be stopped. No, it's not a case of a particularly rare, totally incurable malignant cancer. Yes, it wants to metastasize the world, and it wants people to think there's no functional chemo or radiotherapy to treat it. In fact, it doesn't even want people having a painkiller or dressing to block out the necrotic part that's broken through the skin, smell, and the pain. It's nasty, but it won't even leave the wall alone. Or what's it alone? Just to be all sorts of people with all sorts of lives and all sorts of stuff in them. Well, there'll be no harmony with other. But it wants people to basically deem it some incurable and tumour. And it's practicing on the Uyghurs, and it's looking to metastasise further. And yes, every one of those little camps, that's just the tip of a very ugly iceberg. With modern mining techniques, I wonder what's underneath. I wonder what's elsewhere. And I do wonder, as I've typed somewhere, what those people's brains would look like on an MRI scan, be it functional or typical, or a CAT scan. I'm even more worried that a plain, straightforward X-ray may have something to say. I hope it doesn't. Anyway, I got a bit, just the smug nonchalance of it. Trying to force habituate the world and learn helplessness on it. And they're using the Uyghur Muslims to do this too. I'm sure to the Chinese Communist Party it seems like some kind of master plan. It really isn't. It's just being a lazy parasite. All it does is look to parasitise. And to weaken the host so it can't fight them off. And to keep the host going for a while so it can be used. It's treating people like paper plates. And it doesn't matter if somebody is dead. Literally. Well, they're just basically a beaten Hakadala that plays recordings of whatever behaviour or phrase is wanted. The human that was there is murdered, and the way they're doing it, by the look of it, that trauma victim is not going to come back. There's no recovery. It looks like some kind of surgical temporal lobe lesion. It's kind of like Culver-Bucy syndrome. I think it's K-L-U-V-E-R-B-U-C. Yeah. It's not quite that, but it looks remarkably similar to how that would look in a chimpanzee or a human who'd, say, had a stroke that affected those regions. Even if it is done in a general diffused way, which doesn't normally present quite like that. I mean, they're just civilians. They're not. I mean, it's not like they're highly trained military personnel. But the damage, I would have said, is still probably visible on scan. So this is the problem with Karen. It's really not good for my health. And there's apparently no point. So I'm going to click that and get on with something else. Because, well, I set up, my brain went blank. I'm trying to do something to get somewhere, but I've been so tired. Just so, for so many days now, that I just should have just hated myself. I'm never wrong about these things. No, I've no interest in like egotism. It's just I wish I would be wrong. It's really sad when a person wishes they were wrong, but they just unfortunately aren't. I knew damn fine I shouldn't have bothered this today. I should have heeded that.